You step onto one of the richest ports in America. The ground shifts slightly under your boots. It sits barely higher than the tide. Salt wind rolls in from the Gulf, warm and heavy, carrying the scent of tar, seaweed, coal smoke, coffee, and cotton lint, while steam whistles cut through the humid air and gulls circle above a forest of masts. Along the wharves, mule-drawn drays grind through mud under towering white-wrapped bales as brick warehouses rise behind them in rigid, confident rows, their windows flashing in the coastal light. Today you walk through Galveston in the late 19th century. Wealth everywhere, ambition everywhere, and something beneath it all. In June 1865, Union troops land on the island, boots striking planks in steady rhythm as crowds gather beneath live oaks and along Broadway. At Ashton Villa, a voice from a balcony reads General Order No. 3, announcing that enslaved people in Texas are free. Faces lift into the heat, caught between disbelief and fear. The crowd does not cheer. Something shifts. In the months that follow, freed Black Texans stream into Galveston seeking wages, protection, and community. By 1870, roughly 3,000 Black residents live here, nearly a quarter of the population. Churches, schools, and mutual aid societies take root behind the commercial streets, even as segregation tightens and new barriers rise in law and custom. Opportunity and restriction expand side by side. Meanwhile, the harbor surges back to life with ferocious speed. Stand on Central Wharf in the early 1870s, where noise engulfs you completely. Steam whistles shrieking, winches groaning, hooves hammering against wooden planks slick with salt and mud. Drays form dense, unmoving lines stretching inland toward the Strand. Police officers stand watch not for violence, but for congestion, for order, for the sheer pressure of success. In 1871 alone, more than 41,000 passengers arrive by sea. Cotton exports explode, rising from barely 16,000 bales in 1866 to more than 230,000 by 1875. White-wrapped stacks tower along the docks. Lint floats thick in the humid air. Outbound steamers heavy with Texas cotton push toward Liverpool, while inbound vessels return with coffee, iron, machinery, immigrants, and money. Galveston transforms into a global gateway. Turn inland, where steel rails slice across the island beneath harsh Texas light. The Galveston, Houston, and Henderson Railroad links the island to the mainland, but dependence on Houston soon mutates into rivalry. Quarantines and regulations choke inland trade. Merchants fume in upstairs Strand offices. Frustration hardens into resolve, and the Gulf, Colorado, and Santa Fe Railway is born. Construction pushes outward through financial crises and engineering failures. By the mid-1880s, nearly 700 miles of track bind the Texas interior directly to Galveston's docks. Stand outside Union Depot and hear the hiss of brakes, the metallic shriek of wheels, passengers spilling onto platforms carrying dust from Dallas, Fort Worth, Belton, Lampasas. Railroads turn Galveston into the funnel through which cotton, cattle, grain, and people pour toward the sea. Inside cotton compress yards, iron presses slam downward with bone-shaking force. Steam hisses into air already thick with fibers. The smell is metallic and suffocating. 500-pound bales are crushed into denser bricks for shipment. In 1880 alone, nearly 491,000 bales move through the port. By the 1890s, roughly 60% of Texas cotton flows across this island. Wealth radiates outward into banks, warehouses, and insurance firms. Observers boast that Galveston ranks among the richest cities per capita in America. Step onto the Strand, where brick and iron facades proclaim confidence through scale and ornament. Elaborate cornices and arched windows rise above cast iron columns. Inside, banks echo beneath high ceilings. Telegraphs click like mechanical heartbeats. Clerks rush with papers and cotton samples. Banks and insurers cluster tightly within a few blocks. Commodity and finance institutions cluster near the Strand, including cotton and trading organizations that coordinate shipments, prices, and credit. Voices drift through open doors in layered accents. Cigars perfume the air. Ledger books absorb fortunes. As dusk settles, electric lights flicker alive along Tremont Street, replacing kerosene glow with something sharper and almost unreal. Telephone wires stretch overhead. An opera house signals cultural ambition beyond commerce. In 1891, the University of Texas Medical Branch opens, gaslight illuminating lecture halls while sea breezes drift through hospital wards. Medical students bend over cadavers and texts. Population climbs steadily, reaching nearly 38,000 by 1900. Galveston ranked as Texas' largest city in 1870 and 1880, and remained one of the state's leading cities into the late 1800s before inland rail cities overtook it by 1890. Follow Broadway, where mansions bloom like declarations of permanence. Turrets pierce the sky. Stone facades glow in Gulf sunlight. Stained glass fractures evening light into jeweled color. Bishop's Palace rises in extravagant defiance of modest scale. Moody Mansion spreads across limestone and brick. Turrets rise. Facades widen. Every building grows heavier, as if it expects to last forever. Yet step only blocks away. Boarding houses crowd narrow streets. Workers' cottages sag under heat and humidity. Segregated black neighborhoods persist under Jim Crow constraints. Dock laborers, immigrants, merchants, freed people, all living on the same fragile elevation. Wealth and precarity share identical ground. Beyond the city core, beaches shimmer with leisure. Excursion trains deliver inland Texans seeking sea air and saltwater bathing. Children dodge waves. Hotels advertise health and modern comforts. The Gulf appears calm, generous, almost level with the streets. People stop watching the water. Storm stories turn into jokes. They are remembered as disruptions, not existential threats. By the late 1890s, Galveston hums at full intensity. Ships crowd the harbor. Railroads feed the warehouses. Banks finance expansion. Electric lights redefine the night. Wealth is visible everywhere. And yet the island's highest natural elevation rises only a few feet above sea level. No seawall stands between city and Gulf. No massive elevation project lifts streets or buildings. Prosperity absorbs attention, while geography whispers its warning beneath every tide. For a visitor standing here in 1899, nothing visibly signals catastrophe. Success disguises fragility until the Gulf begins to move.